Hi friends, it's me Olivia, you're watching my YouTube channel and I'm creating a big community here around binary option and sharing with you my best experience. So today I'm going to overlock my deposit and I want to start just from $1, so watch this video till the end. It's going to be amazing and very spicy. So friends, meanwhile, make sure that you already subscribe all my social networks, because there you can get lots of useful information as well as free signals for your bigger profit. So for now, let's begin. Make yourself comfortable, take some cup of coffee. You see that I'm having only $1 in my balance, and let's set up the preferences for the three currency ratios. You see that I'm choosing the currencies with the great payout, and I decided to pick up the fourth one. This is the Australian dollar against the Switzerland franc market OTC. Okay, let's pin this up and well, let's move on to our indicators panel. Let this be keltner and the stochastic escalator. Friends, I will work with the keltner channel and I will leave everything untouched. This is quite perfectly set up in the Codex, and also I will see what is here in the second part. Okay, I think that the stochastic escalator will be really convenient for us in showing all the preferences here. I'm starting from comparing the fourth currency ratio. You see that this is the great opportunity for us to work with the bullish part of this graphic. Here let's see this what profitable cases we are having in our, for example, first currency ratio, and here it is. Yes, we are working with the Switzerland franc against the Japanese yen, and I see that it's a great potential for us to work with the prices that are inside the keltner channel and a bit higher than the middle average of the keltner channel. Friends, I think it's quite time for us to think about the investment. Let this be $1 in the investment box, and let's press then the put right now. Profit! Yes, you see how it perfectly set up. You see that if you are working with the keltner channel and you see that all the prices are here among the averages, you know a bit about the middle average of the keltner channel. That means that nothing is going to move so sharply. Friends, I almost forgot to tell you that I'm currently actively working on my Telegram channel. What does it mean? I publish there more information about the life of trader, useful theoretical materials, tests, analysis of strategies, various files, and of course even more free trading signals that you can use in your trading sessions and earn money with me. My subscribers are already doing great results with my signals with 90% probability, and you can become one of them. So if you haven't subscribed yet, then follow the link in the description under this video and come back here, because we still have a lot of interesting things waiting for us. Friends, in this case we have just moved really well. Let's see something interesting in the next ratio, the New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. And in this case, I'm seeing the great potential here for the quotations to grow higher. You see that according to the stochastic escalator, it's providing us with a view then both these two lines here being in the overbought area for so long. So in this case, I will be working with the $2 in our investment box, and let's try then the put option right now. Yeah, you see that, friends? This is a great situation when you see just the price are trying to roll back to be inside the keltner channel. Wow! But at the same time, before the next green candle, we just entered the right moment. So you see that it's quite time for us to gain some greater sums and work with the third currency ratio, friends, New Zealand dollar against the Switzerland franc. Here we are facing again with then pretty easy situation, friends, with the quotations that are growing higher and higher. In this case, I won't lose my time. It's definitely going to be the price reversal in some seconds. And I think that I have to see something more interesting in the fourth currency ratio also. And well, this is the typical situation for this time with the graph. And let's reverse again to compare the third currency ratio, the New Zealand and dollar against the Switzerland franc here. You see that this is the same kind of similar situation to gain profit. They both are identical. So friends, I'm not even sure which is I'm going to start off. Let's stay here. And well, I hope that everything will go on and go really comfortable. I will put here $4 in my investment box, and let's try the put option right now. So you see how perfectly such situation took place. Wow, when you see that we just waited for the candle to roll back down, and that was the great position for us to gain our profit, and we did it. You see that this is not a big sum of money, but I'm really happy. Every step makes me really happy always, and you see that it's quite time for us to revise what we will have next. You see that it's a great situation for us to move on while working with the bullish market for this part of the graph. And you see that the stochastic oscillator here are showing then that both the two lines and the green one is much higher than the red one. So in this case, I'm sure that something is going on here and something different will be going on here. And I will move on with almost all in with $7 in my investment box, and let's try the put option right now. Good result, friends. So you see in this case, this situation is going a little bit similar. And I mean, if we are comparing to this part of the graph, I'm really happy that everything worked really good in terms of all these two Mariposa candlesticks that are here, much higher than the keltner channel. So, and are also open. Yes, well, let's move on to our first currency ratio in Switzerland franc against the Japanese money, and here I am hoping to work with the quotations that are inside the keltner channel corridor. So you see that this is a great situation when we just missed out then this intersection according to the stochastic oscillator, and this is a quite time for us to wait for the price to be out of the channel, friends. So let's think about it. And let's think about investment. I think it's quite time for us to work with, for example, $11 in our investment box, and then let's try the call option right now. Yes, I think that this is the great strategy to quickly push up your deposit. Friends, amazing, and I think it's quite time for me to say to you that all you have to do is enter my Telegram channel, friends, where I put some more interesting details according to the obvious signs of the progress. Friends, and in some minutes I want to have $3,000. Let's work with the second currency ratio. New Zealand dollar and Canadian dollar are here providing us the same kind of story as we had before. You see that it's quite time for us to have our quotations to be inside the keltner channel. I hope so. And the stochastic oscillator's lines are showing us that we are having this very time for the quotations to go home. So I will move on with the investment, and I will put here $20 in our investment box, and let's try then the put option. Let's do it right now. Wow, the global trend here is the upward trend. You see that all we need to do is rely then on this part of the graph to work with the secondary structure and to gain profit from the secondary trend, I should say. And the stochastic oscillator was showing us the right way really well. So let's move on to our third currency ratio, the New Zealand dollar against the Switzerland franc. And here we just seen the price to be home inside the keltner channel. And I hope that I will be working from the first part of this channel. So let's move on to our investment. I hope that I will be working here with the $40. Yes, in our investment box. And let's press the put option right now. Yes, it worked really good. We just waited for the price to go back inside the Bollinger Bands corridor. In this case, you see that it was a great trend to sell, and I'm really happy, friends, that I managed to fit in my first part of the channel with my sell contract. Wow, sometimes you do not see the right signals because all you had to do before is just choosing the right combinations. Let's move on to our fourth currency ratio, the Australian dollar and Switzerland franc market, OTC here. Yes, well, we are working with this pair, and I hope that in this case, I will find profitable moments with this part of the graph, and this is providing us with the bearish market for some bars. Not so long ago, and for some time before, the reverse. Okay, so you see that the stochastic oscillator here with the both two lines is here, been for some time in the oversold area. So I won't lose my time, friends. I will move on with the $70 here in our investment box, and let's try then the put option right now. Yes, we just entered the right time. Amazing. And you see that all we have to do is just join the trend, and everything is good that ends good. Fine, so in this case, I just had my time before the prices went back there to be home in the keltner channel. So let's move on to our first currency ratio to gain profit also from this pair. And you see that this is perhaps the position of some kind of falling knife, and not even sure, but not even sure, you see that it's a great potential for us to work with the side trading, or to have, anyway, the trend for the decrease. I will go to my investment box, and I will press the $120 in my investment box, and let's try then the put option right now. Hey, a fine moment to grab, friends. Yes, you see that the open Marubozu just provided us with a show in the main trend here. Wow, despite the opening of this candle here. Let's move on to our second currency ratio, the New Zealand dollar and Canadian dollar here are providing us with the interesting kind of story. Fine. You see, that's a great time that I'm seeing here for the quotations to lose. And in this case, I hope that all of these quotations will provide us with the channel rebound trend. So I think that we have to go on to count up our money. And I will move on here with then $230 in my investment box. And then in case, I'll try then the call option right now. Yeah, friends, you see that everything was really shown according to the stochastic escalator. When all the prices just rolled back down, we didn't even expect that very minute their rebound of the price because it was not really obvious. So, and well, you see that everything is here working without any sharp impulses. And me, I advise you to join my Telegram channel, friends, where I put some more interesting details according to this kind of strategy. This kind of situation when you have to realize what are the next moments, the main entry points while using with this kind of compilation. Friends, you see that this is a great opportunity for us to work with the keltner channel. Inside this keltner channel, we are having these quotations, and I hope that everything will be green colored here, but I'm not even sure. You know, while I'm making the investment, let this be $420 in my investment box. I just want to get more money in a short period of time. You see, I'm really keen on it, and I think it's a quite time for us to press the put option. Let's do it right now. Yeah, friends, a new profit and a great case to work with. Wow. You see, I want to tell you that if you are not sure about making the next move, about your next decision, I can provide you with then more details on this completion, friends, and you see it worked really, really well, and I hope that the same situation will be in our foreign currency ratio. The Australian dollar against the Swedish franc, and here this station in the comparison with the previous one in much different. Okay, so I will go on and see the stochastic escalator, what is going here. Let's put in the investment all $800. Yes, I think I'm risky woman, and in this case I will be working with this newborn candle, friends. So let's try then the call option right now. Again, friends, when I'm working with the stochastic escalator, you see that all the signals, any other signals, they don't trigger me at all. You see that if you are not sure about the basement escalators, I will consider you having a stochastic escalator, because all these two variables are really helpful. And in any case, friends, let's move on to our first currency ratio. I just want to have more money because this poor and sad view of my balance, you know, this is not for me. And I hope that in this case I will be working also with some kind of similar situation, because the stochastic escalator here is also providing us with its two lines in the oversold area. So it's quite the oversold situation for the quotations here. So I will move on with $1,000, and you see now that this is a newborn candle. So let's try then the put option right now. I think it was a good entry point, because you see that nothing triggered me at all. Friends, and according to the stochastic escalator, everything here, according to the quotations, showed us that it was the great time to support the main trend. Wow, and you see that all we have to do is just realize the main trend. When you are not sure about the secondary structure, so let's move on to our second currency ratio, New Zealand and Canadian dollars. And here, waiting for us and showing us the great situation of quotations that are here being inside the keltner channel. Wow. So I will move on here again with the same investment, and you see that all the signals here are providing the perfect story for us to move on with the put option right now. So great view, great profits, great trading session. Thanks for being with me, and please be part of my community. Just go to the link below this video and follow my Telegram channel. I'm really waiting to each of you there, and see you soon. Bye bye.